that whole experience like?
It was amazing, man. It's something that you visualize. You know, when I made the transition over, first of all, and then the weeks and months leading up to this. You know, from getting my hands taped to the actual fight, the walk in, walk out, everything went according to how we foreseen it. And you know what? The fight went good too. We got a little bit of everything in there. More than anything, it was special to hear that crowd out there.
Any butterflies or anything? I think it's one thing to envision it, but then to actually feel it. Was there any nervousness at all?
You know what? I've competed at a high level for a while. The nerves were kind of, you know, standard. I got excited when I dropped them. The emotions went a little higher, then I brought it back down, tried to dial it back in. You know, but aside from that, everything was as expected, professional all the way through.
A lot of fans were disappointed not to see Jinder Mahal walk out with you. Could you tell us what happened? Yeah,
man, he gave me a call. He's caught in the hurricane. He lives in Tampa, Florida, and he's like, you know what, brother, I got 4 different properties down here. I got my dog down here. I just haven't been able to get, you know, make peace and then leave this. So he decided to bunker down there. So the Maharaja got grounded, but I'm thinking of him. I told him stay safe first and foremost, and we'll see him in the foreseeable future.
The hurricane hindered Jinder, right?
Yes, for sure. But he'll come out on top either way.
Okay. And will you try to do this again? And on top of that, how did you set this up? Because it's a very unique thing to try to get someone from that world to watch.
For sure. Jinder is a Punjabi Indian just like me. We are brothers. We've known each other for about 10, 12 years. I was on the university wrestling team at that time. He was still trying to break it on the regional scene. And, you know, look where we're at now. It's pretty cool. We laugh about it sometimes. He's at the top of the food chain now where he is. I am where I am. You know, wrestling has a huge history in India. It's the unofficial national sport in the country. You look at the cave paintings all the way through, it's wrestling. It's in the founders of our religion practiced wrestling. And that is the biggest market for the WWE, period. So, you know, to do that cross promotion, it was, you know, aside from our personal relationship, it was a no-brainer for me.
And for yourself also, I mean, for WWE it's one thing, but for the UFC, they've never had someone of your descent fight in the company and be successful. You can open many doors for them, not only in Canada, of course, but back in India. Have you had conversations with them about the possibilities there? For
sure. There's over 1 billion in India. There's over 3 billion around the world. We're everywhere, man. You look at the UK, you look at Australia, Mideast, Dubai, out this way. There's a lot of markets. Singapore, Indians are everywhere. But obviously China and India reign supreme when it comes to markets. Not only for the UFC, this is special for any major sport. Every major sport has been trying to crack the market out there. NHL can't do it, there's no ice. NFL won't do it because the equipment won't make sense for those kids, and the game they won't understand. NBA has a chance, but there's no athlete. So this is the one that people will understand. It's a hybrid of wrestling, they will get it. So, you know, I want to crack that market for them and be the first for sure, because the people want it.
What about the responsibility and the pride you must take in being that athlete?
If you know me, man, my blood burns hot. My lineage comes down from the Sikh warriors. This sport and this way of life is a no-brainer for me. My dad wrestled before me. This is all I've ever known since I was in diapers, is to train and compete, train and compete. And just the pride to have these many people. I see it all the time, you know, growing up, I never saw an Indian athlete I could look up to. The guy I looked up to was Muhammad Ali. And he's the greatest not because of what he did as an athlete, because what he did beyond the sport. So I'm hoping to do that for my people and be more than just an athlete.
Did you feel that love here? I mean, there's a big Indian.
You guys tell me, man. You know, we had a charter flight out here, over 200 people flying from Vancouver. We had our own team plane. We had people flying from California, because I train at AKA, Toronto, and India. And then we're all going to party tonight at Union Hall. You guys are all invited. We've got the whole place rented out. It's going to be a good party.
Did you ask to wear a turban to the cage?
Yeah, I will kind of touch base on that. I don't want that to overshadow the significance of this, but for sure, because, you know, Jinder does that, I do that. That is symbolic of the Sikh people. You know, you're from Montreal, I believe.
Yes.
You look at our defense minister; he wears a turban. That's what Sikhs are, and I want to educate people and bring awareness to what my people are about, for sure.
So are you hoping to do that? Are you going to have a conversation?
100%.
Was it because you asked too late in the process?
Potentially. Maybe there was some, you know, maybe ignorance or misunderstanding of what that is, given the, you know, protocols with Reebok and such. So, you know, I didn't want to, in my debut, I didn't want that to become a distraction from the task at hand. But moving forward, that's something for sure. It is something that I'm prideful for. When I walked out to the Olympic Games, I was front row right beside the flag bearer, and I had my turban on, and people around the world recognize that's one of our people. The founders of our religion do that because we were, as a people, we stand out. We are unique, and that's something I want to empower people to be unique, stand out. And that's one of the reasons. You see a guy with a beard and a turban, you know he's a Sikh.
You actually remind me a lot of Daniel Cormier, how prideful you are and how you want to represent not only your community but wrestling community as well. And I know, he has taken a liking to you and you've trained with him at AK. He was calling your fight.
Yes.
Did he give you any advice about your debut and how to handle the nerves? And he's one to share wisdom, right? He's the captain of AK. Did he say
anything
to you?
Man. He's the captain for a reason, man. That guy, he's the embodiment of what a champion should be for the sport and for any sport. He's a great family man, great teammate, great captain. First day I walked into the gym, I was nervous. I didn't know what to expect. I just threw myself in there. Let's figure out what the sport's about. Him, Cain Velasquez, these guys showed me love from day one. And DC obviously is more outgoing, him especially. That was someone I looked up to in wrestling and is still doing the sport. The way he carries himself, he's handling some challenges right now with what's going on with him and his former competitor. I would have jumped all over that guy, man, if it was me. So it takes a true class act for him to take the course that he has. And he came out backstage before I walked out, words of wisdom. A guy like him doesn't have to do that for a debut athlete. So he goes the extra mile for a reason, and I'm truly grateful for that.
And what would you like next? What's the plan next?
The plan is to party at Union Hall. I got, like I said, we got everyone from across the country here, man, and people from out of town, so it's going to be a lot of fun. But I get back to training, man. I train 365, 24/7, year-round like a wrestler. You know how it is, so I get back to it, and I'll leave my management and my coaches up to when the next date's going to be.
Congrats.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.